Good evening. I am your host, Nug the Narrator, and this is That's My Take. I want to welcome y'all to the show. Honestly, we had some technical difficulties, but I think we didn't work them out in terms of making sure this USB worked better in this plug versus that plug. But again, we're good now. I am Nug the Narrator. We're about to get into it real quick while I'm getting my music selection ready for the end of the show, because that's the only thing I don't have ready. Let's get some commercials out the way, any type of sponsorships, what's been going on, shit like that. First of all, we are here because of the fam, forever amongst made men. Hey, those are my people. Them people there are who I am. So you can always hear me shout out the fam. Get used to it. This is That's My Take podcast. We might talk about, a couple topics that's tea-ish, but we'll never dwell on the tea of the mess here. This is a informative, entertaining, value-driven podcast and show. And without further ado, again, we gonna get right into it. What can I say? It's the last day of January, and I'm happy to be here. Let's get into it. World news. The moon is shrinking, and it could be a problem for astronauts. Interest in the lunar South Pole spiked last year when India's mission made the first successful soft landing in the area, just days after Russia's Luna 25 spacecraft crashed en route to attempt the same feat. NASA has selected the region as the landing site for its Artemis 3 mission, which could mark the return of astronauts to the moon as soon as 2026. And China also plans to create future habitats there as well. But now a study found by NASA is ringing an alarm bell. As the moon's core gradually cools and shrinks, its surface develops creases like a grape shriveling into a raisin that create moonquakes that can last for 4 hours, as well as landslides. Much like the rest of the natural satellite surface, the area of the South Pole that is the subject of so much interest is prone to these phenomena, potentially posing a threat to future human settlers and equipment. The moon has shrunk by about 150 feet in circumference over the last few million years, a significant number in geological terms, but too small to cause any ripple effect on Earth or to tidal cycles, according to researchers. Well, after reading this, yes, the moon is shrinking, but obviously it's shrinking at a rate that's very small. If you listen to the article, everybody's battling to land on the same side of the moon, and that's for reasoning that there's possible water and or ice on that side of the moon, which is the South Pole side. Now, a lot of countries have said they've been to the moon, so that kind of debunks the whole did America get to the moon? And again, in 2026, they're going up there again. So, I mean, I guess it's possible. I still don't want to go up there, but yes, the moon that connects our tidal waves and tidal cycles. Very interesting how heavenly bodies not connected, but still all connected. If you know anything about tidal cycles. Moving on. French mother sentenced to prison after leaving child to live alone for 2 years. A mother in France was sentenced to 18 months in prison last week for abandoning her 9-year-old child. According to CNN affiliate BFM TV, they reported that the boy had been left to live alone in the family's apartment. Wow. For 2 years, from 2020 to 2022, and appeared to survive on cake, canned goods, and stolen tomatoes. The child's mother lived with her partner in another apartment about 3 miles away and would only visit the child from time to time. The mayor of the town reported to WFMB TV said the child often did not have hot water or heating. Nevertheless, he continued attending school during this time and was a good student. That's a crazy story. Like, real crazy. Like, how could you leave your child for 2 years to fend for itself? A 9-year-old at that, like, that's heartbreaking. 18 months, not enough. That's my take. Moving on. That's sad. There's a new category of African musicians at the Grammys. For the first time, African music will have its own category at the Grammys. The Recording Academy will showcase 3 categories for this year's awards, including Best African Music Performance, featuring some of AfroBeats' global superstars. By introducing these 3 new categories, we are able to acknowledge and appreciate a broader array of artists, said Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. in a press release last year to announce the categories, which also includes Best Pop Dance, Recording, and Best Alternative Jazz Album. And I quote, "We are excited to honor and celebrate the creators of recordings in these categories while also exploring a wider range of music to fans worldwide." The addition of the Best African Music Performance category follows a meteoric rise in the global popularity of Afrobeats. On Spotify alone, Afrobeat streaming has grown over 550% since 17, according to the streaming platform, making it one of the fastest growing genres. I happen to like Afrobeats. Um, I mean, Burna Boy, Tim's. I like the music. So, hey, if they can win a Grammy, they got great music and they got a category. Hey, let them win a Grammy. That's how I feel. Congratulations. I love Tim's and like I said, Burna Boy. He usually will drop some like older R&B type stuff and spin it with that Afro beat, and he do his thing. U.S. news. Former UPS worker who dressed in company uniform accused of triple unearthing in home invasion. A Minnesota man accused of unearthing 3 people inside their Anoka County home was a former UPS worker who appeared to wear a company uniform as he carried out the fatal shootings last Friday, court records show. Alonzo P.M. faces 3 counts of second-degree M, according to a criminal complaint filed in that county's court. He did not enter a plea during a hearing Monday, and he's being held in the county jail in lieu of a $5 million bond. No attorneys were listed for M on Tuesday, and the presiding judge denied his request for a public defender. His second court appearance is scheduled for February 8th, according to court records. Police went to the home after a 911 call captured a female in the background of a possible domestic situation. According to a statement of probable cause written by a detective, officers found 3 unearthed victims aging from 42, 39, and 20. 2 children under the age of 5 were also there, but unharmed, thank God. M denied having ever worked at UPS while being questioned by detectives. But investigators found UPS delivery uniform tops and a UPS vest in a backpack in his car. Police ultimately confirmed M was employed by UPS until early January, the statement says. A UPS spokesman confirmed M had worked for the company, quote, for a short time as a seasonal employee. Well, I don't know what Brown could do for you, but in this case, Brown went off. Like, I don't know. Killing three people, unearthing, deleting, taking the life of three people is never good. And you're doing it in your uniform. I don't know. Sad story. A lot of stories be sad, honestly, and it's a sad world we live in. But at the same time, we gotta keep going, keep pushing, and hope for better days. But yeah, stories like this exist. I don't just pull them out my ass. Like, I do a little research. I do my podcast, and I don't know. Some stories just wow, like you in your uniform, unearthing people, unaliving people. Judge voids Elon Musk's $56 billion Tesla compensation, possibly dropping him from the richest person in the world. A Delaware judge voted Elon Musk $56 million compensation package was an unfathomable sum that was unfair to shareholders, reporters said. It ruled that the Tesla CEO cannot keep a pay package worth more than $55 billion. Tesla shares has dropped about 3% in extended trade on Tuesday in pre-market activity on the NYSE on Wednesday. The shares are losing about 3% to trade, and they're trading at $186. Sorry. Meanwhile, Musk said in a post on social media, and I quote, never incorporate your company in the state of Delaware. Man, that was funny. Musk can appeal the ruling against the compensation package, which is deemed as the largest pay package in corporate America, to the Delaware Supreme Court. The ruling comes more than 5 years after a shareholder lawsuit accused Musk and Tesla directors of breaching their duties, which resulted in a waste of corporate assets. Musk retains the world's richest person title in Bloomberg's billionaire index with a net worth of $199 billion. Meanwhile, Forbes magazine recently reported that he lost the title to the founder of the global luxury goods company LVMH. Obviously, we don't want to, kick people when they down, but yeah, they blocked Elon Musk from paying himself a large amount of money, which I guess he see that's what he should be paid because he feel like he got a product that's about to revolutionize the world, while every other car dealer I know is making an electric car as well. So when you once had 80% of the electric pie, when there's so many other electric cars, that 80% could easily turn to 20, maybe shit. 40, let's say, okay, 35% of the market, you're Tesla. I'm just guessing, but that's not 80% anymore. So you're gonna have a successful company because of the brand, but if everybody's doing the same shit you're doing, people who like Fords will go get in that damn Ford that's electric. People that like BMWs go jump in that BMW that's electric. So you're not monopolizing the electric business, so your future earnings may or may not exceed what they told you they're not going to exceed. That's wild. I got a crazy story coming up. Give me 1 second. I need to take a quick break. Definitely apologize. I didn't foresee my sinuses acting up, but shit happens. But the show must go on. A man arrested after video post showing severed head of his father. Yep. Police say amid political rant that stayed online for hours, a man accused of decapitating his father and posting a video online with his severed head amid a politically charged rant was arrested hours later with a gun at a National Guard base, according to officials and court documents. The video circulated for hours on YouTube, garnering more than 5,000 views before it was taken down. Justin M., 32, is being held without bond, charged with unearthing, abuse of a corpse, and other charges. Pennsylvania court documents show during the online tirade, M describes his father as a federal worker who rails against the Biden administration and the border crisis while declaring himself the new acting U.S. president under martial law. The video was removed over its graphic violence, YouTube said. The horrifying case comes amid the national political environment and social media executives getting grilled Wednesday by Congress have been under fire for allowing graphic and sometimes violent videos to be posted and remain on their sites. A machete and a large kitchen knife were found in the bathtub, according to the probable cause affidavit obtained by CNN. Now, listen. Dude was obviously cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I like the mini puffs. I kind of like them a lot, but he's definitely cuckoo for regular size or big ass Cocoa Puffs to cut your own father's head off. That is some wild shit. Now, the reasoning behind it was even wilder, politically driven. Listen, one of the reasons I try to stay away from politics is because of extremist behavior like this. Now, look, don't get me wrong. If you paid attention to the story, two topics really came across real quick. One, this dude then cut off his daddy head, and two, graphic videos on the internet. Because right now, these people from YouTube and a lot of streaming services are being grilled on Congress about letting violent, like I said, letting violent pictures air. But how can they literally stop something like that from happening without them watching every video? And again, with the Patriot Act, obviously they can because the government can watch every video, but they're not obviously watching every video because somebody posted a decapitated headpiece. Like, so with that being said, do you want every video to be looked at as the government controls it like we're in a communist country? Or do we face the fact that in America, there's just crazy people that do crazy stuff every day? Because if we face that, maybe we can get some of this crazy away because you're obviously not playing with a full one. If some political stuff brought you to sever your father's head off. And again, I don't make up these stories. They're all online. I just do a little research. Up next, hip hop and entertainment news. Here's an obvious story. Nicki Minaj says Meg the Stallion milked the Tory Lane shooting for, I quote, a Rihanna moment. Nicki Minaj continued attacking Meg the Stallion in a Twitter space hosted by Joe Budden on Wednesday, January 31st. Today, Nicki claimed Meg exploited the Tory Lane shoot, negatively comparing Megan's situation to the way Rihanna handled being a victim of domestic violence. Nicki claimed her beef with Megan was more than a feud between two rappers. Nicki said she was fighting, and I quote, a bunch of different machines trying to ruin her career. The Republic Records artists believe Meg was the latest pawn in a long running smear campaign. Megan faced Nicki's wrath after dropping the Hiss single on January 26th. The track featured lyrics widely assumed to be referencing Nicki's husband, who is a registered SO. Nicki responded by dropping a diss track titled Bigfoot and repeatedly targeted Meg in social media rants. Real quick, I didn't like Die for any of the songs. I heard both of the songs twice. I couldn't hear them again because I just didn't like them. Keeping it real, I listened to both songs twice to make sure when I comment on this topic, I'm fair. I did not like either of them. I'm sorry. Nicki kind of went too left field and Meg kind of stayed too right field, which both of them was like lax a days ago in terms of hitting the beef points when you beefing for real. Megan's Law, okay, cool line, but obvious line. That's all I'm gonna say about that on that side. On Nicki's side, the Bigfoot thing, I think if you'd have dropped it before you came with the rhetoric first, because that's like you know your song hot and you spit that shit to the public, but you don't spit it in terms of it being recorded professionally. Whether you say that a week from now or 2 months from now, when it hit on the song, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I heard that already." I didn't like that because you wasn't supposed to do that like that. You 40 something years old. You should know how rap go. You shouldn't have talked about it before you dropped it. You should have just dropped it, then talked about it. That's my take. Um, moving on. Universal Music Group threatens to pull entire catalog from TikTok. Universal Music Group says their artists' music will no longer be available on TikTok after failing to renegotiate their contract with the social media platform. The deal is set to expire within hours, with Universal Music Group revealing the contract ends today. A UMG spokesman told routers all of his music will be pulled from the TikTok if they fail to reach an agreement. This would include songs from some of the world's biggest artists, including Drake, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Eminem, The Beatles, Ariana Grande, Kendrick Lamar, Nicki Minaj, SZA, and many more. UMG published an open letter titled Why we must call timeout on TikTok on Tuesday, accusing TikTok of attempting to bully us into accepting the deal worth less than the previous deal. How that work? UMG cites several reasons for the breakdown in negotiations. According to UMG, TikTok failed to adequately address concerns, and I quote, on three critical occasions: appropriate compensation for our artists and songwriters, protecting human artists from the harmful effects of AI, and lastly, online safety for TikTok users. All right, I gotta say, I do have a TikTok, but I haven't been on TikTok in months. I don't think I even have it in my phone. I don't gotta like show y'all that I don't have the app. I can just tell y'all I don't gotta lie about nothing small. I don't even have the app downloaded anymore because I don't know. TikTok's not for me. Maybe later on when I get some viewers and it's a couple years later. And I ain't got nothing to knock TikTok about because I like how you could play your music and you do your shit. But again, I don't know. I'm 45. Like maybe TikTok train passed me by. Like I don't feel comfortable on TikTok. I'm more comfortable right here on YouTube or Facebook or IG. But I do a little Twitter too. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I lost a phone and a Twitter account, and I had the account, and that account, I guess, was connected to a Facebook account, and I had like 30,000 folks. Like I was popping. Like famous folks and like who I needed it, the contacts in the music industry. Obviously I done music, but I had so many music motherfuckers down this Twitter account, but I lost it and I lost interest honestly in Twitter from there. I mean, I do Facebook for work. I'm a real estate agent. So obviously, you know, wouldn't hurt to let people on Facebook know, I could possibly sell you a house, but it's Alabama. It's not the easiest thing to do. And this podcast is definitely not about no fucking real estate. But to wrap it all up, I just feel like the whole situation has to be either put on the line, addressed, or in some way or some fashion described otherwise as, or don't even worry about it, like for real. Because, I mean, let's think about it right quick. It's TikTok. I think they're the biggest social media platform, and it's Universal. If Universal is not the biggest music platform, they one of the biggest. Because most of the, like they say it in the article, most of the people that you're gonna hear on Universal are most of the people you're gonna hear every day, because they got that many artists and that much pull in this radio program and shit. Is Universal. It's like Cash Money, Universal. It's pretty much. Um, I think TikTok need to get their shit together. You got to pay these folks to use these folks' music, and what you mean you paying less? I don't see your subscribers going down. Y'all a worldwide phenomenon. Let these folks eat. Music, first of all, is just like any other commodity or business or product. You have to pay to play, just like a fucking jukebox. TikTok, get it right. Pay them folks. Moving on. Tupac beats out Jay-Z, Nas, and more as All Eyes on Me reaches a new milestone. It was revealed on Tuesday, January 30th, that the 1996 album has become the first LP from that year to reach 3 billion streams on Spotify. Remarkably, other notable rap albums from that excellent year in hip hop have far fewer plays. Jay's album from that year, Reasonable Doubt, has secured just over 200 million streams on Spotify, though the album wasn't available on the platform until 2019. Tupac's All Eyes on Me just became the first album from 1996, the year I graduated high school, to reach 3 billion streams on Spotify, and that's with a B. No other album from 1996 has even reached 2 billion. Nas 96 sophomore effort, It Was Written, has just over 550 million streams, 550 million streams on Spotify. The Fugees released The Score in 96, and that album has over 1 billion streams. A big number, but far short from 3 billion Tupac. My nigga. I mean, obviously, if you know me, you know how big of a Tupac fan I am. To hear something like this don't surprise me. I don't know. All Eyes on Me is an album. If you haven't heard it, and there's a double disc. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you hear it, but listen to disc 2 first, then listen to disc 1. And I say that for personal reasons, and I ain't trying to be biased, but it maybe should have been one CD, but at the same time, yeah. All Eyes on Me, man. I love that fucking um CD album project. It was one of them albums that just set like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm biased. I'm 17, 16. It's 96. I'm a whole different person. For real. Moving on to sports. Um, I do want to say in sports, I tend to find stories that not only capture my attention, but in a lot of times my heart. I love sports, and these stories that I found today I think they all pretty cool stories in their own route, in their own way. And shit. Without further ado, let's get into sports. Cal Ripken Jr. and Grant Hill among group agreeing to buy the Orioles. Yes, the Baltimore Orioles, a major league baseball team. Cal Ripken Jr. and Grant Hill are part of the investment group that has agreed to buy the Baltimore Orioles. And so far, former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg and former Baltimore Mayor Kurt Schmook, I can't say that, Schmook. The group is headed by Baltimore native David Rubenstein, co-founder of the Carlene Group. Additional investors were revealed in a news release Wednesday announcing the agreement between Rubenstein and the Angelos family. The family has run the team for the past 3 decades and is selling a controlling stake in the team to Rubenstein for $1.7 billion. I'm grateful to the Angelos family for the opportunity to join the team, and I have been a fan my entire life. I look forward to working with all of the Oriole owners, players, and staff to build upon the incredible success the team has achieved in recent seasons, Rubenstein said. Our collective goal will be to bring a World Series trophy back to the city of Baltimore. To the fans, I say we do it for you, and we can't do it without you. All I'm gonna say about that is, if you don't really know who Cal Ripken Jr. is, you might not be a baseball fan, or you might not be in my little age group because he older than me. So I don't know. I gotta check my analytics. I don't know the age group of my demographics, so I don't want to assume people know who he is. But I know who the Iron Man is. He played every baseball game. He played like 3,000 straight. He's called the Iron Man. He never missed a game. He's the opposite of what happens now in baseball. Like, you might sit out 4 or 5 days and you come back and no, he gonna play, and he played every game and he played at a high level. Now he's a part owner. Not only is he a part owner, Grant Hill, basketball great Grant Hill, that is, black man, is a part owner of an MLB team. Stuff like that is lovely. Like, I mean, a controlling share, I don't care. If I'm part owner, I don't care if it's a smidget. That's what it's about, because in baseball they sell a lot of merchandise, a lot of merch. The ballpark is cool and they make money off the ballpark, but baseball money is in licensing. Believe that. Like, everybody want a piece, and they ready to chunk it out. Baseball, I listen. The format of baseball always was something that kind of was kind of boring to me, but the marketing and business in the history side will always be something I enjoy. No bullshit. I got my gripes with certain shit with baseball, and how uptight it is, but in terms of the marketing and the branding and the history, I love that shit there. But I guess it's a love-hate relationship. But moving on, and I'm not really. Let me take a sip before I do this one, because I ain't really like this story at all. I ain't like this shit here at all. Donations poured in Wednesday to replace a destroyed statue of Jackie Robinson on what would have been his 105th birthday, of the first player to break the Major League Baseball's color barrier. The total raised just through online fundraisers alone surpassed 140K, which is far from the 75K that was the value of the bronze statue that was cut from its base last week at a park in Wichita, Kansas. Police are searching for those responsible. One of the statue's feet was left at the McAdams Park, where about 600 children play in a youth baseball league called League 42, which is named after Robinson's uniform number with the Brooklyn Dodgers, with whom he broke the major league's color barrier in 47. Fire crews found burnt remnants of the statue Tuesday while responding to a trash can fire at another park about 7 miles away. A truck believed to be used in the theft previously was found abandoned, and police said the theft was captured on surveillance video. What low life pieces of shit. And this is a hate crime. What motherfucker go and take down a statue of a all-time great and dump it? Left the feet at McAdams Park at League 42, which was named after Robinson's uniform number. That's cold, man. Then you got another piece was found in a trash can 7 miles away. My take is simple. That's a hate crime, and when they catch him, get their ass. Prosecute to the full extent of the law. Look, I'm gonna sit up here and tell you straight up. I right now am a fucking civilian. I'm not in the streets no more. So I ain't got, look, listen. I don't have to worry about shit. Period. I work, I come home, I raise my son. That's it. So with that being said, if you around here tearing up statues of great people, get your ass in jail. Don't pass go. Straight up. That's how I feel about it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. That's how I feel about it, man. I swear I do. I mean, that's just fucked up. And fucking chopped up Jackie Robinson statue, man. That's just fucked up, man. For real, for real. I don't even know what else to say on that one. That one really like fucking hurt me. Give me 1 second. All right. Moving on. Super Bowl 2024. Bettors continue to overwhelmingly back the Chiefs to win. I myself are pulling for the Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are America's team the next couple of weeks. At least the betting America's team. I probably won't be betting. I am on a pool or two. Hopefully I catch a number. Other than that, I've been slowing down gambling, concentrating on poker mainly. But, gotta have a little fun, right? Before we die. The early bettors for Super Bowl, what's that? 53 are taking the Chiefs, and that hasn't slowed down in the first few days since the matchup was set. Moneyline betting is completely one-sided for the Chiefs at BetMGM. There are two traditional ways to bet on the outcome of a football game: the point spread and the money line. The money line is simply a bet on which team wins. At adjusted odds, the bet MGM, the money line odds for the San Francisco 49 Super Bowl are minus 30, meaning if you bet 130, you go win 100. And plus 130 for the Chiefs, meaning if you bet 100, you go win 110. Bettors love the underdog Chiefs to win. Kansas City is getting 5 times as many money line bets as the favorite 49ers. The Chiefs are a highly visible team that is getting hot late, which is a perfect storm for the betting public. They'll watch Patrick Mahomes emerge from a mediocre regular season by his standards to lead the Chiefs to the third straight playoff win and yet another Super Bowl. The 49ers have been impressive in the playoffs, barely beating it. The 49ers haven't been impressive in the playoffs, barely beating the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. The 49ers didn't cover the spread in either game. I'm going Chiefs. Go Chiefs, go. Like, literally, I'm going Chiefs. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I ever was a fan of the Chiefs, but I never liked the 49ers. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a Saints fan. You could tell most of my hats I wear are Saints hats. 49ers used to kick our ass. Jerry Rice, Joe Montana. Montana the Rice. Montana the Rice. I fucking went to sleep with that nightmare Sundays. So no. I am not pulling for the 49ers. Chiefs, whoop that ass, please, on a platter. And that's my take. Next segment, one of my favorites. I can't make this shit up. Now, this is probably gonna be my last time actually explaining this segment, but I can't make this shit up. It's crazy, strange, weird stories from around the world that are actually true. And again, if you want to do simple research like I do, you can find this exact story online. I can't make this shit up. Deep fried toothpicks are the latest TikTok food trend. Here's why people can't get enough. South Korea's health officials are warning the public not to eat deep fried toothpicks after videos of the controversial practice started blowing up on social media. And I quote, this is not a product to eat. And I quote, their safety has not been verified. The bizarre pastime involves frying the oral hygiene accessories in oil so that they puff up and corkscrew in the pan like poor man's curly fries, as seen in videos circulating TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. They're then adorned with powdered cheese and other seasonings and consumed. Despite their seemingly environmentally friendly attributes, health officials warn against consuming these dental utensils as they haven't been approved for human consumption. And I can't make this shit up. Listen, man, I don't know. They say it came from TikTok. I know the TikTok challenges, that's like a big thing. And listen, it all boils down to two things. You're either a leader or you're a follower. Like leader or follower. Like straight up. Cause I don't know too many leaders that's gonna eat these motherfucking toothpicks, deep fried. But I can give you a backstory on these toothpicks because some people might be like, how do you deep frying wood sticks? Or how do you deep frying plastic? First of all, again, this is a real story. You can go find it. It's nothing but research. I hope I add value and a little entertainment to your day. That's my point of doing my show. But yes, their toothpicks over in South Korea are made of corn and cornstarch. So with a couple other ingredients to make it hard, and I think some food coloring to make them green. They're not the toothpicks that we use over here, but at the same time, health officials are warning and telling them, please don't eat this shit because it's meant to be picked in your teeth and thrown away, not consumed. Again, I can't make this shit up. Last part of the show, and we may not go quite an hour. It might be a little bit less, so I apologize. I don't think I rushed y'all, but kind of slow news cycle, I guess. I mean, yeah, the Nicki Minaj stuff and shit like that's pretty trendy right now. But at the same time, Elon Musk, that's up there too. But at the same time, the stories that I brought today, I think they was pretty decent. The moon shrinking and everybody trying to get to the moon. That's pretty wild. In the same side of the moon, dude cuts off his dad's head on some political shit. That was wild. AfroBeats taking over the Grammys, or at least they got some categories. That was cool too. But now we're at this day in history, which is my last segment, meaning we're close to the end. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, even. I enjoy doing my show and I look forward to growth. So if you can tell one other person about my show and that one other person subscribe, I do appreciate it. If that one other person don't subscribe, well, we tried, right? In 1876, the United States ordered all Native Americans to move into reservations. And I'm going to repeat that because that's some heavy shit. 1876, the United States government ordered all Native Americans to move into reservations. That's fucking wild. Like, not only do you take the Native Americans' land, hold govern over their land and them and their people, but you also put them at a reservation, which is a section designated just for you, and you are ordered to go there. I got one more. Since we got the Super Bowl rolling up, and I do plan to at least have one more show before Super Bowl weekend. If I do keep into my every 7 days, I want to see y'all 2 times. I should definitely have a show or two done before the 11th. God willing, anything could happen. But in 1988, Super Bowl 22 at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, California, the Washington Redskins beat the Denver Broncos 42-10. The MVP, yep, you guessed it, Doug Williams, Washington, black quarterback. I wonder if Shannon Sharp was on the Broncos that year. Let me find out real quick. I want to just find out. I really do. Like, just let me find out real quick. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. He still was in college. Yeah, he still was in college. Well, Doug Williams beat the shit out of John Elway that day in the Super Bowl. And MVP of the Super Bowl. I remember watching that motherfucker. I was real young, but I remember watching it. And that happened this day in history. Again, in closing, all I want to do with That's My Take is add a little value, a little entertainment, and a little education to your day. But also, I am a former rapper. And with that being said, I have thousands of songs, most are on SoundCloud, YouTube, shit like that. I didn't quite make it. But I want to leave y'all with a selection, like I do every show. And I'm queuing it up now. And I do thank y'all for coming. Because without y'all, there'll be no me. I'll be sitting up here really just talking to the fucking camera and myself. Again, if y'all ever want to do any type of interaction, email me. This will be a perfect time right after I do my little spiel. Shit. Let's get some music queued up. But you know what, though? I forgot to run my banner. See, my banner was hid the whole show. So I'm gonna run my banner while the music play. And again, I'm gonna tell y'all, thank you for joining me. Nug the narrator out. Hopefully I don't get no strike with this little mixtape shit. Again, we're not trying to make no money off this song y'all about to hear. So if they give me a strike, I'm sorry, but we about to try it. It's called Might Be, featuring Shotty Balboa, my better half. This is a great song, man.
Best part of my day when I'm sober ain't me, nigga. Pass me the weed. Love loud once they get me. Crumble my shit, all you need is a hit. Yeah, my get low when I'm fly high, guy ain't no need to lie. I'm forever loaded and we good vibe, good green, know what I mean.
Y'all have a good night. I'm out.
Yeah, designer hippie shit, waxing and laughing, plays and amuse the nigga. Yeah, the best nugs, all I smoke, all I told, but please don't ruin mine. Just hit a dab, I ain't stunting your ass, counting all this cash when I'm fucking right, pass the light, I'm about to get it right. Don't know what you mad, you ain't. Get high, haters. Goodbye, haters. Saying shawty be. All day, all night. Take flight, take flight.
Look out below, the boy explosivo, cold as below zero. I am of a broken mode, and that there is no placebo. A Henny shot, then I reload, in a lane of my own. All green lights, everything is the go. I disappeared in a cloud of smoke after I arrived. Tie sticks got me cloud above 9. Reason why all the ribbons in the sky untied. Brains fried off of dinky green tomatoes. I'm something major. Why these washed up ass niggas trying to bench a player? When you drown, ain't no floating tire around the stadium. So mind your business and bring me back a Sprite and some lifesavers. Neighbors complain about the strong odor I blame. I seriously need to invest in an odorless strain. Plain and simple, than Mount Rushmore to a pimple. Blowing kush shotgun to a bad diva with dimples. What you saying? Hell yeah, nigga.